Does the US growth picture, not right now, but in the next 6 months to a year, actually lend support to the bull run continuing?
Well, I mean, most economists, including ours, see over time, in particular in the second half of 19, growth to slow.
Yeah.
The second quarter now over 4% was probably somewhat of an exception. We still have growth now over 3%, well supported by, particularly by private consumption. That's a good thing. Earnings per share estimates have been going up, but then you would think actually the economy slows. Now, we do know that equity performance and growth doesn't always go hand in hand. There are now people trying to find new reasons, maybe depending how the midterm elections go. Could the Republicans, Trump even consider further tax cuts, etc.? But overall, I'm with James. I think it's very difficult to see where we get additional momentum from here. And as I said earlier on trade, while I don't disagree that maybe it is a tail risk, but I see more downside risks than upside risks.
On that then, a lot of people have been saying to me that, look, the growth we've got now is coming at the price of future growth. Are the gains that we're seeing in equities now coming at the price of future gains, in the sense that at some time a big correction could come and surprise and upset the markets?
I mean, two things. A, and that's widely discussed, if a recession comes, we have very little tools left now. Right. Central banks, and the Fed at least, can cut rates a bit. Other central banks cannot at all. But the US had put themselves now in a very, very risky fiscal position. If you get a recession now and the fiscal balance blows out to a deficit of 6% or so, you need to do pro-cyclical fiscal adjustment in a recession. And I think this is in a way what makes the US a bit of a risk experiment. We are all loving the growth right now, but let's not forget it was bought by deregulation, that's granted, and by some smarter policies, but also by a huge tax package. And that, you talk about future generations, that in a way comes at the expense of the future, because if growth doesn't really go on a path of 3-4%, we're going to have deficits and someone needs to pay for them.